Hey everyone, this is Michelle M. Smith. I'm going to read to you my book, Ethan's Many Different Jobs. So you can write your name on the other page and you can draw on the blank pages or use stickers. Meet Ethan. He is an energetic young man with a passion to help other people. This story is about Ethan's journey to find a long-term career and the many different jobs he tried. Because of his ADHD and dyslexia, he knew he wanted an exciting career and didn't want to be in a typical desk job. He tried many different jobs until he found the right one for him. Each job had its ups and downs, but he enjoyed them all. He has worked as a sandwich maker at a sandwich shop, a food deliverer, a lifeguard at a water park, a construction worker, wedding event assistant, and finally, an EMT and firefighter. What's your dream job? You can draw it here or use stickers. Ethan struggled to learn how to read and write in school because of his dyslexia. Sometimes the words would look scrambled or like they were floating off the pages. One day, Ethan read a book with a character called Percy Jackson that he could relate to. Percy also struggled with ADHD and dyslexia. In the story, Percy learns to use these to his strengths. He learned that his ADHD allowed him to take action quickly during emergencies. Ethan knew that he could use this skill to help people. The positives of dyslexia allowed him to be creative, artistic, and determined. There were too many jobs to choose from, so he tried many different jobs until he found the right one for him. Draw your favorite character. It can be from a book, or a movie, or cartoon. Most young people start working in a restaurant as their first job. Ethan likes sandwiches, so he applied as a job as a sandwich maker. It was a fun job, but his boss did not train him well. One day, Ethan was nervous because it was his first time working the cash register. When he asked his boss to train him, the boss told him, "Just figure it out." When the cash was counted at the end of the shift, the cash register was short a few dollars. The orders had not been correctly entered into the cash register because he had not been properly trained. Instead of teaching him how to correct his mistakes, the manager got mad at Ethan. Ethan decided to leave this job and look for a better one. Ethan's next job was a food deliverer. He had a truck, a driver's license, and experience with food from his last job. This job allowed him the flexibility to work after school and on weekends and choose which orders to accept. This gave Ethan the freedom in his career that he craved. He could listen to the music he liked while driving. He didn't want to be stuck in a store for hours with a bad manager. He was able to try new restaurants when he saw which ones were popular with the customers. This was not a long-term career because of the cost of gas and wear and tear on his truck. He had enjoyed this job while it lasted, but needed to look for a long-term career. Over the summer, Ethan applied to work at the water park as a lifeguard. This was a fun job because he liked to be in the water, but as with every job, there were a few downsides. He was sunburned from being outside all day and had to deal with bad kids and their rude parents. He kept his professionalism, but it was a struggle some days. One day, a kid pooped in the pool and the parent demanded that Ethan clean up his son's poop. Ethan kept his calm composure and looked at the kid's dad. He responded professionally, "Sir, that is not my job, but I will let our janitor know." As a lifeguard, Ethan's job was to keep an eye on the children and people swimming to make sure no one was hurt or drowned. He was not responsible for cleaning up after the people in the pool. If he left his guard duty to clean, that would have meant no one was keeping watch over the other kids. He was able to diffuse the situation and handle it professionally. A few times he was able to help people cover up and save their dignity when their swimsuits almost came off from going down the slide. He would politely hand them a towel to cover themselves and return to keep watch. This was a seasonal job because the water park was only open during the summer. The manager noticed Ethan's professionalism and invited him back to work the next year with a promotion. After the water park closed for the fall, Ethan started working part time as a condo construction worker. The work was not too hard because he's a strong young man and does not get tired easily. He likes to work outdoors with his hands. Building something and watching it change every day creates a sense of satisfaction. Later, when you see it, you'll think, I helped make that. This was only a temporary job during the fall, and Ethan had to focus on school. Once the project was completed, he didn't take on another construction project and started to look for a different job. Over the winter and spring breaks, Ethan had a job as a wedding event assistant. He liked this job because he could use his strength to set up the tables and put them away at the end of the reception. He worked with one of his friends from school, so it made the job more fun. Before the event, they set up all the tables. During the reception, they helped bring out the food for the guests. They had a free dinner when they weren't busy and could eat snacks. After the event, they put the tables away and helped clean the hall. This was a fun job, but it did not pay enough, and there were too few events since he lived in a small town. He decided to go to trade school after high school. Ethan knew he did not want to spend 4 years at a traditional college to get an office job. He wanted to help people with his quick reflexes and fast thinking during emergencies. He wanted to become a firefighter, but missed the enrollment date for firefighter school that year. He decided to be an EMT first, and next year become a firefighter. Most fire stations have emergency medical technicians as well as firefighters and paramedics. That way, they can help with as many emergencies as possible. Later, Ethan planned to continue school to become a paramedic. One time, when Ethan was training in an ambulance, they received an emergency call to pick up a woman who had gone into labor and was about to have her baby. The EMTs helped the woman in the ambulance, and she had the baby on the way to the hospital. Ethan was scared because he had never seen a baby being born. The mom comforted him in between deep breaths while she was giving birth. He almost passed out when he saw the baby's head, but he took a few deep breaths and focused on delivering the baby. After the baby was born, the mother told him he did a good job. Ethan bought a Dr. Pepper from the hospital vending machine to celebrate his first successful delivery. Ethan became a firefighter the next year after completing the fire academy. He started his first day as a firefighter on April 1st. He has a joker on his hat for April Fool's Day. He had to go through 1 year of probation until he was officially a firefighter. During this probation period, his new coworkers pranked and teased him. He was a little upset, but waited until the end of his probation period to get back at them. One of the firefighters pranked him more than the others. Ethan counted down the days and planned his revenge. On April Fool's Day the next year, he pranked his coworker with electronic crickets hidden in various places. Ethan placed a couple of electronic crickets in his coworker's shoes and a few in the ambulance truck. The chirping noises drove the firefighter crazy until he found all of them. Ethan was happy that he could finally pay back the coworker. They got along better now and like big brothers in a fraternity. Ethan is happy as a firefighter for now, but sometimes he thinks about switching careers. Some days are harder than others. On those days, he dreams about moving to Oregon or Montana and becoming a lumberjack. He already knows how to use an axe. He could also move to California or Nevada to fight forest fires. He enjoys traveling on his days off and spending time with friends and family. It's also possible for him to become a traveling firefighter or EMT in the future. He's currently taking classes to become a paramedic. Ethan's future is open to many possibilities. That is the end of Ethan's many different jobs. Which one was your favorite? You can let me know on Goodreads or on my Facebook author page. And if you want to buy the book, it's available on Barnes& and Noble online and through my Etsy shop. Bye.